Welcome to Optics and Electricity. This session is about basics of laser of Unit 2. Come, let's move into it. The nature and properties of light have been speculated since ancient times. Nothing has been so elusive or so secretive than light, like fire, sunlight, lamp, bulb, torch, candle, etc. From now on, we are moving to the journey of outstanding inventions in 20th century laser. Its principle of stimulated emission was proposed by Albert Einstein in 1917. Laser, how it works? In quantum physics, the energy of an atom displays discontinuous levels. If the atom is excited, its energy suddenly raises to the next level. If the photon, a light bundle with proper energy, is sent to an excited atom, the atom falls into its lower energy and emits a second photon perfectly identical to the first one. If the input is one photon, the output is two photons. In a laser, excited atoms are put between two mirrors. A first photon stimulates an atom which emits a second photon and so on. You can see simultaneous multiplication and amplification. It is a chain process. Now all the photons have same color, energy, a unique direction. This is how a laser works. As I've already said, it is a journey of laser. Now let us look into the timeline. In 1900, people started to explore about electromagnetic radiation. Einstein gave the theoretical basis for the development of laser in 1917. Stimulated emission was confirmed in 1928. In 1954, C.H. Towns and his co-workers put Einstein's prediction for practical realization. They developed a microwave amplifier based on stimulated emission of radiation. It was called a maser. Shortly thereafter, in 1958, A. Shallow and C. H. Towns extended the principles of masers to light, and T. H. Mayman built first laser in 1960. In 1961, laser surgery, 1962, semiconductor laser, 1964, carbon dioxide laser, helium neon laser came up. During 1970s, applications of laser came drastic barcode scanner, laser displayer, pointer, eye surgery, and so on. From 2000, mini lasers destroying brain cancer, and so on. Laser is celebrating 60th anniversary now in 2020, thanks to all the researchers who worked on the laser. What is the acronym of laser? Light, amplification, by, stimulated, emission of radiation. And this acronym was coined by Gordon Gould. What is a laser? Outstanding inventions of 20th century, a photonic device responsible for the birth of a new field, namely photonics, not a simple amplifier of light, but is actually a generator of light, capable of mobilizing immense heat and power when focused at close range. Characteristics of laser. Let's see one by one. The first is monochromatic, directionality, intense, and coherence. In all these characteristics, you can add a prefix of highly because laser is highly monochromatic, highly directional, highly intense, and highly coherent. First, let us see about monochromaticity. If a light coming from a source has only one frequency, that is single wavelength of oscillation, the light is said to be monochromatic and the source is monochromatic. The power versus lambda graph shows bandwidth which is nearly monochromatic. Example, helium neon laser has a wavelength of 632.5 nanometer with a bandwidth of zero point 0.2 nanometer, while the diode laser has a wavelength of 900 nanometer with a bandwidth of 10 nanometer. The traditional monochromatic sources spreads over a wavelength range of 100 angstrom to 1000 angstrom. On the other hand, lasers contain a narrow range of a few angstroms. Here you can see the comparison of ordinary incoherent source, monochromatic incoherent source and laser coherent source. See how they get combined. The next characteristic is directionality. The conventional light sources emit light uniformly in all directions. When we need a narrow beam in a specific direction, we obtain it by placing a slit in front of the source of light. But in laser, it is produced in resonant cavity. Any light traveling in a direction other than to the cavity axis is eliminated. Light propagating along the axial direction emerges from the cavity and becomes the laser beam. Thus, a laser emits light only in one direction. We can also speak about the concept of negligible divergence in laser that can be determined by theta d is equal to R2 minus R1 divided by D2 minus D1. Here R1 and R2 are the radius of the spot, D1 and D2 are the distance of the spots. Next characteristic is intense. In an ordinary light source, the light spreads out uniformly in all directions. If you look at a 100-watt lamp filament from a distance of 30 centimeter, the power entering your eye is less than 1 by 1000 of a watt. In laser, the light spreads in small region of space and in a small wavelength range. Hence, laser light has greater intensity when compared to the ordinary light. If you look directly along the beam from a laser, caution, don't do it. Then all the power in the laser would enter your eye. Thus, even a 1 watt laser would appear many thousand times more intense than 100-watt ordinary lamp. Here is the intensity formula 10 by lambda the whole square into P, where P is the power radiated by the laser. Now, you can look into the real effect showing the intensity of laser. Come, let's see it. A series of balloon is placed in a table. A green laser is focused onto the balloon. Since laser is a steady focused beam, each balloon bursts because of the power and heat generated by laser. So be caution when viewing a laser. Here is a table that gives you the values of light source, light power and power density. You can compare the values of sun 100-watt filament lamp with three types of laser: helium neon, carbon dioxide and pulsed. See the power density of sun and the lasers. For sun, the power density is 5 into 10 power 2, though the light power is 10 power 26 watt, whereas the pulsed laser has the light power of 1 gigawatt with a power density of 10 power 14 watt per centimeter square. Coherence. The light that emerges from a conventional light source is jumble of short wave trains which combine with each other in a random manner. The resultant light is incoherent. Coherence length is one of the parameters used as a measure of coherence. In case of a laser, a large number of identical photons are emitted through stimulated emission and therefore they will be in phase with each other. The resultant light exhibits a high degree of coherence. For sodium vapor lamp, the coherence length is 0.3 millimeter alone. It's a very few minimum value. Whereas in helium neon laser, the coherence length value is about 100 meter. From the aforementioned characteristics of laser, we can conclude the differences between ordinary light and laser. For ordinary light, say for an example of incandescent lamp, it is polychromatic, that is, it is a many color source, multidirectional, incoherent, less intense, they are out of phase, example sunlight, mercury vapor lamp. Whereas laser light, it is monochromatic, directional, coherent, highly intense, in phase, example helium neon laser and carbon dioxide laser. To sum up, you can see the summary. Laser. Properties, principle, types and applications. Properties. We have seen four properties: highly coherent, highly monochromatic, highly intense and highly directional. Principle was coined by Einstein in 1917. The principle is stimulated emission. For stimulated emission, three parameters are required. They are pumping, active medium, and optical resonator. For pumping, population inversion is needed. For types, there are four types of laser: solid state, liquid, gas, and semiconductor. Solid state, we have two types: ruby laser and ND-YAG laser. in liquid, dye laser; in gas, helium neon laser and carbon dioxide laser; in semiconductor, you have gallium arsenide laser, heterojunction laser, and homojunction laser. Under applications, it is classified into industrial and medical. Under industrial, you can see laser cutting, drilling, welding, soldering, holography, barcode scanner, printer, etc. Under medical application, LASIK, tattoo removal, and endoscopy. The applications what I've given is just a few, but lasers finds application in almost every field. Hope this basics of laser has given you an insight about the journey of laser. The next session will be about interactions of light with matter, Einstein A and B coefficients. Thanks for traveling and learning. This is MS Revati from CARE. Thank you.